They should stop, recolor weapon, and reskin the suit. It's been happening for years. We need some new things in the game. The only good idea they made this year is the trouble design. That's interesting. I've seen multiple people over the course, ever since Troubles came in, I've seen multiple people mention how they enjoy the Trouble stuff. But yeah, recolor. Here's another one who mentions they do not like that. It's just not worth it anymore. When I first joined, there was so much content to do, but as you get further and further into the game, you realize just how little there actually is. No true endgame content that matters, and if there is, it's simple farm X boss until you're sick, or X amount of gold until you're sick. Nullgath was probably the best the game ever felt. Void invasions, farming different currencies in multiple ways, and the reuse of old bosses making more than just the current content viable. We got infusions and had the gold farms to support it, but now it just feels like an endless grind with no noticeable progress. Not to mention that you don't even get the Death Gate fixed. Vayne is dropped as the bad guy for multiple sagas and randomly picked up again. Everything just feels so disconnected and useless over half the time. I truly loved this game at its peak, but the way it is now just doesn't feel good. The fact Arctix prefers to destroy the team to focus on his AQ World project is just wild, as I've always seen AQ3D as the better game. I tried it. Didn't feel quite like what I was expecting and never went back, honestly. I just got back into AQ Worlds, and that scratches the casual grindy MMO itch that I had. At this point, I feel like I'm just buying cosmetics to fund them making more cosmetics to sell me, and when they actually do put out new free-to-play items, it's implemented with zero effort or thought or creativity. Let me give you a prime example. For Mogloween, Daesh created a new helm and some amazing weapons, and what did they do? Put everything in Andy Korn's candy shop, with the helm being a 10-hour grind alone. If I was in charge of putting these items in the game, I would have put them in the lab as a craft and rare, something craftable in the manor, something in the ballroom, so players would have variety and new players aren't faced with trying to, and doing their troves in those old and dead areas, because the vast majority of the community has zero reason to bother to play them anymore. There's zero effort being put into make the game fun anymore. The devs have become a redundant one-trick pony at this point, boring, stale tactics grinds rather than actual adventure and overpriced reskins to fund boring content. The game has so much potential, but poor management, sadly, and a severe lack of creativity in implication. And that helmet, oh man, I mean, I'll get that in 17 years. I hope it survives. It's been a dream of mine to see AQ3D way back when I was playing Adventure Quest, but the lack of content and excessive grind, plus the price of DC going up, makes me worry. I just kind of started getting back into it after a year or so break, and even then only played for a month or so after a yearish break before that. I'm enjoying running around and doing casual stuff, half clueless and trying to watch a ton of videos on what to do. Just hit level 37 and just trying my best. Well, I hope the videos help. They need to add new maps or stories. Now they just add a bunch of cosmetics, super expensive, who are just reskins, and they revamp maps that are already perfect. Why do we need a new battle on? I want a new map and story, not a new map about a map that is already perfect. And we're on to our, our fourth battle on, I think? If they continue the main story so we can fill more runes on the portal, then I'd probably play again. Until then, the game is dead, which is sad because I'm a huge AQ fan and have spent a lot of money both in-game and in real-life items. They should have fixed their mob levels. I forget what you call them. I'm an old player, and since that update, I've been on and off playing this game, merely playing because of nostalgia. Like, what's the point of grinding if the mobs is going to be strong as you or even higher HP? They made grinding pointless or feel non-existent. So yeah, you're talking about the scaling system, which is really what killed the game, or at least that was one of the things that started killing the game. The last real update to the game was Death's Bow, and now there's no more endgame updates. They're just money grabbing at this point with some cosmetics. The Fist Aura was BS. Now the nice part about the Fist Aura is that they did change the price from 11,000 down to 3,000, was it? So I mean, massive difference. We literally wait 6 months for 2 hours of gameplay. The game survives if you can repair the PvP activity and everything related to PvP. I still find it fun. Sure, it can be boring, but over the time, I find it exciting at some point. Like always, Artix creates a game and stops caring about it. AQ World is the only game that will receive attention. Besides, Clarion, I don't see anyone working on it. I can't even be mad at him. The guy only does skins because it's what he can do. If it continues, Clarion will reskin the entire game before 2030. New saga? New, better AQ3D? It's pointless without getting more new players, which the game is missing. For an old MMO, AQ3D is massive, but it won't work with small player base after many left due to agree to disagree, lack of content with just cosmetic grind in collection in past years. The only thing that made the game survive is its loyal community. Small, of course, but they are willing to wait forever and spend money for the game whenever the game releases new things. AQ3D needs to start thinking about how to get more broad audience for people to try the game. And I think that's what they're trying to do with the new saga, is they're trying to bring in new players. Remove Clarion, get a new dev that actually cares about the game, remove some changes to classes like Ninja, and you have more than half the player base back. Now, I've spoken with Clarion, and I can tell you that guy has massive passion for the game. He definitely cares about the game. I have a new player point of view because I prefer real life and questioning about it. This game is good to distract and real enjoyable as a game. Red server seems to survive. I don't spend much time, but money doesn't seem to rule the world as much as in other games, which is very true. That's an important point. Now, to bring a new wave, maybe another class or a rebirth system could be fun, but to my mind, it's not appearing as a dying game, and I don't really question it. So that's interesting that you did mention that as a new player, not seeing it being a money-hungry game. Balancing makes zero sense, especially from a level standpoint and gear standpoint. When you look at any player who is between the levels of 35 and 49, their stats are so drastically different than each other. Then the level 50 people just have pretty much doubled all of their stats. And what next when they decide to release more levels and armor? The difference will only get worse. I get that maybe they want the max level players to truly feel power, but when you pretty much require to have either a party or just a level 50 on your team just so you can even complete the storyline, just doesn't make any sense. So the whole level experience thing, I never understood it, really. I don't think we ever will. We've all been looking forward to what's supposed to be coming, but what has? Nothing. But small updates with ridiculous RNG that gets even harder a few months later when majority finishes it. Still no progress on future saga revamps after intro was done, constant DC purchases, and whack limited items and mini bundles on top of the usual collections. Now, monthlies pretty much have a guaranteed chest item legendary to all that. Skin on skin with no interest in classes, RIP the assassin and brawler and the rest of the possibilities, would prefer the style during Nolgath over this DC buy fest with minimal content. Even though Nolgath had a lot of grinding and the pet fiasco, it was so much more enjoyable than the current lead's ideas. I still feel there was jealousy and resentment on how the Nolgath content is enjoyed and played over others. I've seen the Nolgath thing mentioned multiple times here, and there seems to be two sides to it. You either enjoyed it or you hated it. The choices they make lately are not good. The formula for troubles and statues. The issue feels like they don't like AQ3D as much as other projects. If they put the resources into this game, it could be great. If they just make the gameplay same like the Monster Hunter, even Freedom Unite version, where there's a bit of realistic hit and dodge systems, that would be awesome. Not the ever current game where hit and dodge are predetermined. It's so crappy that even if you're out of the monster's reach, you still got damage because you're already got locked in. It's still for kids. Better do Roblox instead. AQ3D, it just improved cosmetics, which is boring. We need new quests and bosses to fight, not fashion show. The biggest turning point is gold, because we had a chance to grind for a 000.1 armor, but the question I have, what was the reason for reaching the max level while you suffer for gold and fun, because now we're busy buying and crafting cosmetics. Until when? I've been playing since 2017, but I've just quit. All that is ever released is cosmetic after cosmetic. I just don't care anymore. We told them what we wanted. They refused to listen. We suggested all we can. We asked and demanded proper changes. They just doubled down on the opposite direction. So yes, this is 100% their fault. I stopped playing about 7 months ago. I dropped money on it, but it got stale after level 50. I'm not going to grind for the outrageous amount of stuff needed for certain endgame weapons. Just not worth it. Until there's new story content, I'm not connecting anytime soon. I'll say this first. I love the game. I enjoy you, Loki, and the other content creators. Even last night, I played for hours. First getting all 8 Mogloween troubles, then wait too many hours with a handful of awesome players spawning gnomes. But all the obvious cash grabs lately really have left a sour taste in my mouth. And seeing Clarion try and justify the prices because they were similar to other items in games just pisses me off, honestly, and it goes all the way back to last Mogloween. We got lied to and got ignored. All the dishonesty about the little Reaper pet we were promised and we never got, even though we bought the collection. Then it got handed out free to dev favorites. Wait, what? What do you mean it got handed out? It better not have got handed out. To now, told an Aura collection. Turns out it was just a weapon slot. I can wait for content because the people in the game are wonderful and I love them forever. I'll dump serious money in this game from 2000. Oh, I've dumped serious money in this game from 2019 to 2024. That ended when I was misled. Now I log in to see the people I care about, the fun social interactions we share, and the nonsense we do. All my interactions in game are solely from people I met playing. My in real life friends quit years ago. I have strong opinions. I'm loud about them. Take it or leave it, but don't lie to people I care about. There's zero justification for it. AQ3D needs new features such as the Guild Wars to be more interesting and attract more players to the game. To be honest, the game, it's really dead for me. I just enjoy the housing system. Sometimes I play AQ3D just to kill time. I haven't played AQ3D in forever since there's really nothing that interests me anymore other than the Lycan stuff in Darkovia. I still hope there will be more Darkovia content, but maybe so Draco or the Draconian content. Honestly, it's nice for a time to do grinds we haven't finished yet or do guild or public events to build us up for its time. Sure, it's a small dev team at the moment, but the constant cosmetic grinds, the lack of extra content every now and then starts to kill that flame. A game shouldn't be a player has to reach for his own enjoyment to survive. We've been doing that and it just leads to a hiatus for many of us from the game. You know, this game is such fun and I don't want it to crash out. I just want to make it alive again because more people is more fun. I hope they add more side quests in this and make an advertisement for this game to help them grow and get back to a stable situation again. Just make the saga story where we're going to face Vayne. I want to be the one now that will kick his butt flying all over the map. They release grinds that only unemployed no-life people can complete and go for, and I bet the only reason they have such low drop rate is to only keep us online longer. And this is actually something that I did mention in a previous video, saying that the content seems to be geared more for how long it takes, not because it's fun. Once there was such a low number of people nowadays because they've lost a lot of loyal players and might forever try and attract the same kind if community, but after I stopped caring and once I stopped wasting my time, my mental health got way better. I encourage you to reschedule any future plans if you plan on finishing the game and attempting to collect everything because nobody has everything. Players need to change their ways too, and maybe the game shouldn't be so hated. The people and the communities inside the same. It all feels corrupt after 5+ years of being in the game. Feels like a waste of time. And then I look at my account and see all my accomplishments that nobody ever congratulates me for. And that's okay because people are fake. They leave and abandon those who care to help them with their guilds and leave the people who deserve the pride and congratulations avoided because people simply hate when you are genuine. Read this very carefully and understand the corruption with the guild boosts taking 12k gold for a 1k boost. Wait, what? Interesting. I posted proof of this to the Discord back when they first released the guild update. Every time someone talks about AQ3D, all I'm reminded are the awful memories I was unreasonably given with all the enjoyment that used to come to the devs simply killed that joy. And people slowly single you out and click on their guilds instead of treating people like humans and making friends. They act like children. I could totally go on, but I doubt anyone will actually read through this. Let's not forget the contests are all rigged. What? I don't see how it could be rigged when there's multiple judges for these contests. Try Wizard 101. Oh, one of my friends plays that game. If you want a real MMO Wizard experience, pay to win BS. Oh, wait, what? It's pay to win? Oh. Since basically AQ is becoming more expensive, I wonder what their next grab at our money is going to be. That was probably not the best comment to end this video on, but thank you for your feedback on that. is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.